Hey guys, CharmedBox here and welcome back to my channel. And yes, as you can tell by the title and the look that you can currently see on my face, this is a collaboration video with the lovely pinkpoodle2. She reached out to me a little while ago and said, would I like to do a collaboration video for Halloween with her? And I said, why not? Why not add another one to my list? And I said, do you have any ideas of anything that you would like to do? And she got back to me and she said that she would like to do maybe a spider theme, which I thought was amazing. So I scoured the internet and then I had some inspiration, which I will mention at the end of the video. So if you want to know about my inspiration for this video, just stay tuned to the end because I don't want to ramble on too much at the beginning. But if you would like to see how I created this Spider Queen inspired look, then carry on watching.
Right guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue down our eyebrows, and obviously you just take a Pritt stick, comb your hair in the direction it grows so it's flat as you can get it to your skin, and then you just run it over with the Pritt stick. That's what it's called in the UK. I think they use Elmer's glue sticks or something in America, but it is a Pritt stick in the UK. I do this 2 or 3 times just to make sure that my hairs are completely covered and flat against my skin. Then we just take some concealer, and this is just the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, just to hide the darkness of the hair colouring on my eyebrows just before we put on the white shade. So just pat it on and then you're done. Now we're taking a Meron colour set. It's just literally just translucent powder, and we're just setting the foundation. Now we're taking our Snazaroo white face paint and we're going to paint our entire face. And I was watching the Made You Look video, as you'll see me mention later, and she literally just said light-handed strokes in one direction and then in the other direction to get a nice like even sort of coverage, and it really did make a difference. I think if I did it again it would probably come out better, but it was nice. It was the smoothest I've ever got a white face paint to come out. Like, it was hardly any streaks at all. I was really pleased with how that turned out. So bring that right down your neck depending on what you're wearing, and then we just set it with the same Meron powder. Now we're going into the Revolution The Dead Are Alive palette, and we're taking the shade Freak, and it is just a black eyeshadow. So you've probably got this in a million palettes, but I went with this one because I love the packaging for this palette, and I always like to try and use some other of my old makeup. So yeah, I've had this for a while. I think I got this from Nikki Pearson. I think it was a palette swap we did way back because I wanted this in my collection because the box for it's amazing. I don't show you the packaging obviously because the inner carton is different to the outer carton, but we're taking the colour Freak and we're running that all in our eye socket and just blending it out. It's really easy. You could leave your eyes clear of colour if you wanted to make the black easier to apply, but I don't do things by half, so I just put it over the top of the white face paint. So just keep blending and blending until you're happy with how the depth of the black is in your eye socket, and then take a smaller brush and run that underneath your lower lash line and blend that out too. Now we're going into the Modern Renaissance palette and the colour Red Ochre. Sorry, Venetian Red, ignore me. And we're going to run that just along the top edges and all around the edges of the black so that you can see the red peeking through, but it's not like a lot. So we just pack it on and then we swap brushes just to blend it out and diffuse it. Obviously covering my eyebrows gave me a lot more room to work with, so I could bring the shadow a lot higher up than I normally would, which is quite nice. I'm not going to shave my brows, but it was quite nice. So just keep building that up and blending it until you're completely happy, and then you will take the same Venetian Red and run that underneath the black that you've applied already. And then use a fluffy brush to blend it out. Once we've done it to the other eye, we go back into the palette and back into Venetian Red, and we're just taking an eye primer. This is a Collection 2000 primer. It's just to mark where we are going to put the Venetian Red for our spider's eyes. I saw this on Made You Look. She says it makes it easier to apply the eyeshadow on the face paint if you put a little bit of primer down. So just apply that eyeshadow just gently in the area in a rough sort of circular shape to where your spider's eyes are going to be. Also do the same on the nose as well. Now we're taking our black Snazaroo face paint and we're just going to do the black part of the spider's eyes. So it's just literally where you've done the red, we're going to make a black circle and fill it in. Repeat this process for every single eye or where you've put the red eyeshadow. That includes the nose too. And then we go back into the colour Venetian red again, and we're just going to kind of like shade the outer part of the spider's eye. So we did put the red down already, but we want to bring it out a little bit further to create like sort of an eye lid, I guess, or just it's more like adding shading and contrast so your eye looks more 3D. Now we're going back into the Revolution palette and we are taking the colour Whale, and this is like a really nice grey, and I find it really hard to find greys in my collection. I don't own many grey eyeshadows, so we're just using this to create the shadow in front of the eye socket. It will make sense when you see it in the end when it's complete. So continue to do that for each eye. And go back into your white Snazaroo face paint, and this is where we create the highlights and the definition to the spider's eye. So we just do like a sort of half circle in the front of the eye, and you'll do the same in the back part of the eye. So don't do a complete white circle, just leave a space between the two. So you'll just continue to do this on each individual eye, and it doesn't matter if it blends into sort of like a grey shade because it just adds more definition. And now we're just adding some little highlights on the eye so it looks like a light is shining down on it. So yeah, just think of which direction the light is shining on your spider's eye and then add the little highlight to match. Now we're taking our Lottie London AM to PM liner and lining our waterline. Wow. And we've got a Bare Minerals mascara for our upper and lower lashes, and back into the colour Whale. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mark out where we want our, I don't know the actual proper term, is it like a mandible or like the spider's mouth part? So I'm just using that shadow just to sort of work out exactly where I want the mouth part to be. By using the shadow, it gives you a little bit more to play with, so you can make it a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner before you are completely happy. You can start putting your face paint down. And now we go into the black Snazaroo face paint to create that first part of the little spidery mouth. So completely fill in that first part. It's kind of like, I'm going to call it a tooth. It's not a tooth, but that's the best way for me to describe it for you guys to understand. So sort of fill in that first part all black. You won't need to fill in the back part at all. It will just purely be shading so that it looks like it's attached and coming out of your skin. Now we're going into an Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette, and we're just adding this dark shade into the centre of the lips just to create a little bit of just a pop of colour in the centre of the mouth and just diffuse it out. I didn't want the whole lip to be colourful, I wanted the white to be still noticeable, so I just sort of blended it out with my finger. Now we're going into the Prima Pressed Glitter palette, and we're going into the shade Drama at the Disco, and we're just adding a little bit of sparkle because why not, just make it a little bit different. So just apply it to the black of the eyeshadow that you've applied on your actual eyes, not the spider's eyes, but I also did it on the mouth as well. Now we're going into the shade Mermaid Tails, and we're applying that onto our lips, and we can't finish like this.
Finished look, guys. Once Pink Poodle had mentioned what the theme was that she wanted to do, I was scouring the internet for inspiration. I had an idea in mind, but I wasn't sure how I wanted it to look, so I looked on the internet, on Pinterest I think mainly, because that's the best place to look for photos sometimes for Halloween. I saw a few inspirational pictures that I thought were amazing, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, just before I go and film this, I like literally yesterday or the day before, Made You Look, who is an amazing body painter, like her skills are insane, she posted a look about streaky white body paint and how to get rid of the streaks in it. So I was watching that anyway, because when I do these looks, I hate it when the white goes streaky, and I didn't know how to fix the problem. So I went onto that video, watched it, found out how to not make my face paint as streaky. Well, mine is, it's actually so much better than it would ever have been if I'd have not seen this video. And she was creating a spider look in that. So I just drew my inspiration and got inspired by the colours that she used. My look is pretty much almost the same as her, so I'll link that down below because credit goes to where it has come from, and that's where the main inspiration came from, this look, the eyes and everything. So I will link that down below because I always think you should give credit to where you get your inspiration from. But I wanted to position the mandible type pincery mouth thing in a different place than she did, so that's what I did. So yeah, I'll link her down below so you can go and check her out. She's amazing. I will also link Pink Poodle down below so you guys can go and check out her spider look, and yeah, go and show her some love and support because we all need it. I am going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great day, night, morning, evening, whatever you're doing when you're watching this. Don't have nightmares, and I'll see you in the next one.